And with a week left in the regular season, breaking news from Major League Baseball in regards to the 2026 season. Good afternoon. This is Card Central 365, powered by Gray Bar here on STL Sports Central. Joe Roderick, Grant Salzman with you here on a Tuesday afternoon. And about a half an hour ago, Grant, Major League Baseball makes the announcement that the Joint Competition Committee voted to bring the automated balls and strikes challenge system, the ABS system, to the big leagues following a few years of experiments in the minor leagues. They used it in spring training. They used it in the All-Star game. They will not be using it in the postseason, but they have announced that they're going to be bringing it into play in the 2026 season. So a little bit of future news as we wrap up the regular season.
Yeah, I think that this, I wouldn't say this is a surprise, but with the way we've seen things going, the kind of talk around this move happening, I think it's the right move. And I also think for the baseball purists out there who, when the robo-umps was first coming up, people were upset. Like, that takes out a lot of the human aspect of the game. But you only get 2 a game. If you win them, you keep them. If you lose them, you lose 1. Then if you lose them again, you lose the second. But it sounds like if you continue to get the challenges right, you have unlimited challenges. Like, I know in the NFL, I think it's you get 2. If you win both of them, you get another 1, but that's it. Like, you only have a cap on them. Same with the NBA. I kind of like that there's no cap on this. But if you lose them, you're out.
Yeah, there are some, like Grant said, there are some rules, some restrictions in place with the new ABS system, and to bring that up here on the screen for people to see, as you can see there on the if you're watching it on YouTube. Each club will start the game with 2 challenges. All successful challenges are retained. Only the pitcher, catcher, or batter may challenge an umpire's call of ball or strike. Challenges must be requested immediately after the call is made, and players may not receive help from the coaching staff, other players, or anyone else. In each extra inning, a team will be awarded a challenge if it has none remaining entering the inning. The strike zone will be a 2-dimensional rectangle that is set in the middle of home plate, with the edges of the zone set to the width of home plate and the top and bottom adjusted based on each individual player's height. Then it goes into all the percentages of top, bottom, and how that's going to work. As was the process in the 2025 spring training, independent testers will measure players in the Major League Spring Training using a standardized process. MLB will then certify each player's official height before that player may appear in any Major League game. So math is going into to all of this too.
So something that I don't like, I think, with the ABS is not that this system, what you just read is, I think that makes sense, is you can challenge, and if just a sliver of the ball is touching the black, it's a strike. Yeah. I don't think that's how the strike zone is meant to be. I think it's normally what pitch on the black is, it needs to be at least half of that the ball is in to get the call. When you're looking at a normal umpiring with a human. And it's also going to be interesting because something that was called a ball all day or a strike all day, they might challenge it, and by the official strike zone, it's a ball.
And this is kind of what we've heard from veteran pitchers.
Walker Buehler just
complaining about it, saying, "Hey, I've made a living off of establishing what my strike zone is." Okay, that wasn't a strike zone.
Yeah,
if you were getting calls 2 baseballs outside your entire career, that's gone now. I mean, that luxury is no longer. You have to.
I wouldn't say it's gone. I would say that if you're really like on
it can be overturned.
I agree, but on a 1-1 pitch, let's say, or a 1-0 pitch, if you get that ball that's a half ball outside called for a strike, the guy's probably not going to challenge that. That would be a waste if he's wrong of the challenge. Like, I think that is where on 90% of the pitches, it's still going to be the umpire's strike zone. If he's giving you a half ball outside, it's going to be a strike. And then if the pitcher does, or the batter does decide to challenge on a 2-2 call, that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because you only get 2. So they're not going to challenge 0-0, 2-0 pitches that are called strikes.
The full ABS system was first used in the Independent Atlantic League back in 2019. The challenge system was first used in the Florida State League in 2022. And during the 23 and 24 AAA seasons, both the challenge system and the full ABS were tested. By the end, the full ABS had been pushed aside in favor of the challenge system, which is going to be continued to be used. So still, it's part robo, part still human process of all of this. So lots to go over with it, and lots to see how it will play out. And I'm sure it'll lead to some more discussions over the offseason and into the early parts of next year. Hey, this is Card Central 365, and all of our content on STL Sports Central is brought to you by DraftKings, where the crown is yours. And Missouri, it is coming soon. The DraftKings Sportsbook coming soon, and you can sign up today. New Missouri customers get $300 in bonus bets when we launch on December 1st. Download now and place a $5 bet when we go live. That's a $5 bet when we go live, and you get $300 in bonus bets when they go live in Missouri. You'll be betting with the Sportsbook app, trusted by millions, safe, secure, and fast money withdrawals. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code STL Sports to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. That's the code STL Sports in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. So we will see this implemented next year. And in that, with the limits to it, you could see a scenario where that kind of gets blown through pretty quick, and then pissed off players towards the end of the game, if they don't have it, could lead to a
they're hitting their head. Oh, I thought I had a challenge left.
And only 1 year of getting ejected for tapping your helmet after a bad ball or strike call too. So that's nice.
We will definitely see a sarcastic player too. Maybe it's like an 8-1 game in the ninth. They have no challenges left.
Yeah.
Another bad
like
call.
Lars Nootbaar using both of them to lead off the
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is I think that they'll be instilled that this is situational. We're not using these for a 2-out at bat on a 2-2 count unless you're 1,000% sure, or a 3-1 count, in the second
early
inning.
In the count. Yeah, that's the big, I mean, early in the count, like first pitch of the count of the at bat, like you're probably being told not to waste it
unless it's egregious.
I'll tell you, I mean, you look at the numbers though, like it's a huge difference being down 0-2 in a count to 1-1 in a count. Like the stats behind whether or not you're going to get a hit off of that, that's massive numbers.
But I think that's situational too. If it's second and third, 2 outs, then go ahead and get yourself to 1-1 instead of 0-2. But if you're the 8 hitter in the second inning of a game with 2 outs, you're probably not wasting the challenge on that.
Right.
Like you only get 2 if you're wrong.
So we will see how that plays out next year. Still baseball to be played this year, as the Cardinals staved off elimination, staved off a 500 season. Just one more night, they send Andre Palante to the mound this evening with his 6-15 record, with his 5.29 ERA. They send him out against Logan Webb, 14-11 with a 3.27 ERA. And as you look kind of around baseball and you look at who's playing for what right now, the Dodgers are playing the Diamondbacks ahead of the Cardinals. Mets and Cubs playing each other. Cubs still trying to secure home field advantage for their first round of the playoffs. So you have those 2 series, and then you also one that doesn't matter as much, Brewers Padres, a series that is also kicking off tonight too. So
well, actually that kicked off yesterday. Padres walked it off the clinch. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be fun? Cardinals only 3.5 back, with the Mets playing a tough team in the Cubs. If they just were a little closer, just those 2 games. You wouldn't have fun. You wouldn't be entertained if it was 1.5 games right now.
If the game on Sunday mattered right now, no doubt in my mind, the 2025 version of the Cardinals would break my heart. It would just have like they would bring me back in. Like I've said for a month that I'm done. I'm not going to be sucked in, and they would manage to somehow get me sucked in for the final day of the season, and then piss me off. So.
It would be the most 2025 Cardinals thing to win the next 2 games, and and then the Reds and Mets both get swept.
Yeah.
Or lose 2 of 3 and
Reds
all this.
Pirates.
But the Pirates are pitching Skeens in a game. I mean, it would just be the most Cardinals thing ever to find a way. The Cardinals do have the tiebreaker over the Reds also. Not that it really matters.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Knock it off. It is Paul Skeens versus Hunter Green tomorrow.
What if they get to 2.5 tonight all of a sudden?
Again, I'm not falling for it.
What if they're at 2 games back in that Cubs series?
I'm not falling for it.
If they're 2 games back in the Cubs series.
Yeah, I'm not falling for this. No,
why would you?
Yeah.
They're going to lose 8-1 tonight.
Yeah, I'm not falling for it. I just can't. Yeah.
But also, if you told yourself in March, entering the season, that on September 23rd with 5 games left, the Cardinals were not mathematically eliminated, you probably would have been like, oh, it went better than I thought it would.
Just like I went off yesterday. I was
frustrated
yesterday. Yeah.
No, I'm saying.
I'm frustrated. I'm not. Again, like I wouldn't believe it, but I would believe it, but I'd be frustrated that they weren't out of it, but they were far enough away to where you don't have hope.
But you would say that if I told you that, you would say, "Oh, things went better than I thought they would."
No.
Probably.
No,
you expected this.
Everybody else also sucks, and
that's true.
They did everything they.
That is a good point.
They did everything they could to earn a playoff spot, while the Cardinals didn't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I continue to.
Imagine if they didn't lose 2 series of the Rockies.
There's a whole lot of stuff to imagine. I'm going to put a list together of the 5 worst losses.
Or they were up 7-1 to the Brewers.
Yeah,
a few weeks ago, last week.
Not buying into any of this. Randy Carricker comes your way. He'll have more baseball talk at 3:00 if you are watching this live today. Post game show late tonight will come your way after Cardinals and Giants game 2. For Grant Saltzman, I'm Joe Roderick. This is Card Central 365 on STL Sports Central, powered by Gray Bar. All content brought to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours.